Stepdaughter agreed to consider me her mother for $2,000 a month. When I refused, she insulted me, and my husband sided with her. So I kicked them out of my house because I don't want to be a mom and wife to such people. I never thought I'd find myself in this position. At 45, looking around my spacious house in the city's most prestigious neighborhood, I should have felt completely fulfilled. After all, I had built everything from scratch, a thriving chain of spa salons that had become the talk of the town, a beautiful apartment downtown, and this house that most people could only dream of. But something was missing. My name is Jenna Mitchell, and despite all my success, there was an emptiness that no amount of business achievements could fill. Every evening, I'd come home to silence the house felt too big to quiet. My friends, most of them happily married with children, would often try to set me up with someone, but nothing ever clicked. Jenna, you can't keep working 60 hours a week, my best friend Sarah would say. There's more to life than business meetings and profit margins. I knew she was right, but building my spa empire had been my focus for so long that I'd forgotten how to prioritize my personal life. It started with one small salon in a strip mall, where I worked as both owner and esthetician. Through determination and countless sleepless nights, I expanded to 3 locations, then 5, and now 8 successful spas across the city. Unhappy, I'd insist whenever the topic of my personal life came up. But was I? The truth was, I'd see mothers and daughters coming to my spa together, sharing laughs and precious moments, and something inside me would ache. One evening, as I sat in my home office reviewing quarterly reports, my phone buzzed. It was Sarah again. "Jenna, don't you dare tell me you're working late again," she said before I could even say hello. "Just finishing up some paperwork," I replied, already knowing where this conversation was heading. "Well, stop whatever you're doing. There's a dinner party at Lisa's house this Saturday, and you're coming. No excuses this time." I tried to protest, but Sarah wouldn't hear it. "There's someone I want you to meet," she added with that tone that meant she was up to something. "Sarah, please don't tell me this is another setup," I groaned. "Trust me on this one, Jen. He's different. He's successful, divorced, has a teenage daughter. He's real, not like those workaholics I've introduced you to before." Something in her voice made me pause. Maybe it was time to take a chance. "Fine," I sighed. "But this is the last time I'm letting you play matchmaker." A dinner party was exactly what you'd expect: good wine, better food, and the kind of conversation that flows easily among old friends. That's when I saw him. David Anderson stood out in the crowd not because he was particularly striking, but because of the way he carried himself. There was a quiet confidence about him that caught my attention. We moved to a quieter corner of the room, and before I knew it, hours had passed. David was a corporate lawyer who'd been divorced for 3 years. His 15-year-old daughter, Emma, lived with him and her mother on alternate weeks. "It must be challenging co-parenting a teenager," I said, sipping my wine. David chuckled. "Emma's a good kid, but you know how teenagers are. One minute they're your best friend, the next they're rolling their eyes at everything you say." We discovered we shared a love for hiking, classic movies, and terrible dad jokes. It felt easy and natural. When he asked for my number at the end of the evening, I didn't hesitate. Our first date was at a small Italian restaurant downtown. The conversation flowed as easily as it had at the party. "Tell me about Emma," I said, genuinely curious about his daughter. His face lit up. "She's brilliant, really into art and photography. She's going through the